Good afternoon, children. Today we are going to discuss few application-based questions of chapter Midpoint Theorem. So I'm going to pick up first question. It is ABCD is a rhombus with PQR are midpoints of AB, BC and CD. We have to prove that PQ is perpendicular to QR. Okay. So first of all, we have to see here that in ABCD is a rhombus. Rhombus, what are the properties of rhombus? That all four sides of rhombus are equal. And they have given that P is midpoint of AB, Q is midpoint of BC, R is midpoint of CD. We have to prove that RQ and PQ are perpendicular to each other. So what are we going to do here? First of all, we'll apply midpoint theorem in triangle. If we are applying any midpoint theorem, then we have to first of all choose a triangle. So first of all, we have taken a triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, P and Q are midpoints. So in triangle ABC, if we apply midpoint theorem, P and Q are the midpoints, then PQ will be parallel to AC, PQ will be equal to half AC. Clear? They are parallel to each other and PQ is half of AC. If they are parallel to each other, PQ and AC are parallel to each other, then angle PQB and angle ACB. Okay, if you extend AC this side and PQ this side, okay, then BC is the transversal and PQ and AC are the parallel lines. So angle PQB, single line, and angle ACB, both the angles are equal to each other because they are corresponding angles. In a similar manner, we can take triangle BCD. In triangle BCD, R and Q are the midpoints. So we can show that RQ is parallel to BD and RQ is half of BD by midpoint theorem. If RQ and BD are parallel to each other, then if we extend RQ this side and BD this side, then again BC is the transversal. Then angle CQR and angle C, or we can say angle QBD, these two angles, again they will be corresponding angles. So they will be equal to each other. Fine. This much we have proved. We have shown here. Okay. So RQ is parallel to BD. You can see RQ is parallel to BD. RQ is half of BD. And angle PQB is equal to angle ACB because PQ and AC are parallel to each other, corresponding angles. And angle CQR will be equal to angle CBD because QR and BD are parallel to each other. Now, if we look in a rhombus, then one more property of rhombus is there, that diagonals of rhombus bisect the vertex angles. That is why complete angle C will be bisected by diagonal AC. So we can write that angle BCD is bisected by AC. So we can write that angle BCA. Angle BCA is half of angle BCD. Clear? Likewise, complete angle B. Okay. This will be bisected by diagonal BD because this is the property of a rhombus, that vertex angles of rhombus are bisected by diagonals. Diagonals of rhombus bisect the vertex angles. So complete angle B will be bisected by diagonal BD. So we can write angle CBD is equal to half of angle CBA, or we can say ABC. Okay. We can write that, but complete angle B and complete angle C. Complete angle B and complete angle C. Which kind of angles are these? These are adjacent angles of rhombus. So their sum will be equal to 180 degree because they are co-interior angles. Side CD and AB are parallel to each other. So complete angle B plus complete angle C is equal to 180 degree. Okay, because they are co-interior angles. Just now we have shown that this small angle, this angle is equal to half of angle BCD, and we have shown that this angle, double line angle, angle CBD is half of complete angle B. Clear? Now, if we add both the angles, if we add both the angles, angle CQR plus angle PQB, if we add both the angles, here I have shown that they are half because diagonals bisect the vertex angles. We have added both the angles. It will be equal to angle CQR is half of angle CBD, and angle CBD can be written as, this can be replaced by half angle BCD because angle ACB is equal to half angle BCD. So they will be equal, their sum will be equal to half angle BCD plus half angle ABC. And BCD plus ABC are co-interior angles, so they will be 180 degree, and half of 180 is 90. Okay. But now we have to show that line segment RQ and PQ are perpendicular to each other. We have shown that CQR, they have written CQR instead of CQR. Okay, and they have written PQB. Clear? PQB. If we talk about angle ACB and angle PQB are equal to each other. So angle ACB is half of angle complete angle C. So PQB will also be half of complete angle C. Likewise, if they have written CQR, the CQR and CBD are equal to each other because they are corresponding angles. So if angle CBD is half of complete angle B, so angle CQR will also be half of complete angle B. Okay, that is what it was written. We have shown that sum of these two angles, single and this double, angle CQR plus angle BQP is equal to 90 degree. So if sum of these two angles is 90 degree, then in between this angle will become 90. Why 90? Because sum of all three angles will be equal to 180 degree because they lie on a straight line. So angle RQP will be equal to 90 degree. This is written here. Angle PQR is equal to 180 minus angle PQB plus angle CQR, and their sum is equal to 90 degree. Why it is so? Because they are lying on a straight line. That is why their sum will be equal to 180 degree. Okay. So here we have proved that they are perpendicular to each other. Next question. In the parallelogram ABCD, a parallelogram ABCD has been given. It's given that M is midpoint of diagonal AC. X and Y have been taken any points on sides AB and CD. We have to prove that, and in such a manner that AX is equal to CY. This is given that AX is equal to CY. We have to prove first of all that triangle AXM is congruent to triangle CYM. So for congruency we require three conditions. Every axiom has three conditions. So here AX is equal to CY, this is given. M is midpoint of AC, this is also given. So AM will be equal to CM. So we have got two sides. So if we have two sides, then we can apply two axioms. Either SSS can be used, SAS can be used. Fine. So SSS, third side, we don't know anything about MX and MY. So we cannot apply SSS. Angle, we have to think of the angle which is included between these two sides. So the angle between AX and AM is angle XAM. So angle XAM will be equal to angle YCM. Why they'll be equal to each other? Because they are alternate angles. They are forming Z. AB is parallel to CD because ABCD is a parallelogram. So AB and CD are parallel to each other, opposite sides of a parallelogram. So angle XAM and angle YCM will be alternate angles. So by SAS axiom, these two triangles are congruent to each other. Now, if they are congruent to each other, then XM will be equal to MY and pi CPCT, and angle XMA will be equal to angle YMC. And which kind of angles are these? These are vertically opposite angles. So vertically opposite angles form when we have two intersecting lines. So AC and XY are the two intersecting lines. It means, it implies that line segment XMY is a straight line. Clear? So first it is shown that by SAS axiom the triangles are congruent to each other, and then angles are equal by CPCT, but they are vertically opposite angles. So straight line XMY will be a straight line because AC and XY are two intersecting lines. That is why the angles are vertically opposite. Okay. Moving on to the next question, it is in the figure given below, ABCD is a rectangle and PQRC is also a rectangle. Q is the midpoint of AC. It is given that Q is midpoint of AC. We have to prove that DP is equal to PC. Clear? So what we'll do, and we have to prove this also, that PR is equal to half AC. So first of all, we can see this, that angle B is equal to 90 degree and angle R is actually we have to prove that DP is equal to PC, so we have to use converse of midpoint theorem. So if we have to use converse of midpoint theorem, or we have to use midpoint theorem, then we require parallel lines or midpoints. So we'll see. Angle B is 90 degree and angle R is also 90 degree because PQRC is a rectangle and ABCP is also a rectangle. But these two angles are equal to each other because they are 90 degree. But these angles are corresponding angles. They are corresponding angles. It means QR is parallel to AB. So we have shown that QR is parallel to AB. So if we take triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, Q is midpoint of AC, QR is parallel to AB, just now we have proved. It means R is midpoint of BC. And if R is midpoint of BC, then yes, we'll write that R is midpoint of BC. Clear? And QR will be equal to half of AB. You can see here QR will be equal to R is midpoint of BC and QR will be half of AB. Clear? Because we have taken triangle ABC, QR is opposite to base, opposite base is AB. So QR is half of AB. AB and CD are equal to each other. So QR is equal to half AB, or we can write QR is equal to half CD. QR is equal to half CD. Clear? It is given that we have shown that now we will take triangle BCD. We will leave it here that QR is equal to half of CD. Now we will take triangle BCD. In triangle BCD, just now we have shown that R is midpoint of R is midpoint and yes, PC and QR will be equal to each other. Why PC and QR will be equal to each other? Because QR was not asked. It is asked that PC is equal to DP. So QR is equal to half AB, or we can write QR is equal to half CD. Now QR is equal to PC. Why? Because PCRQ is also a rectangle. So QR will be equal to PC. So indirectly we have proved that PC is equal to half CD. Once again I will repeat, QR is equal to half AB. AB is equal to CD. So QR is equal to half AB, or we can write QR is equal to half CD. अब QR is equal to PC. So PC will be equal to half CD. And if PC is equal to half CD, then P becomes the midpoint of CD. Then DP and PC will be equal to each other. Okay. Next, what we have to prove, that PR is equal to half AC. So just now we have shown that R is midpoint and P is midpoint. Okay. R we have shown this also, that P is midpoint of CD. So by midpoint theorem, PR will be equal to half BD. And because diagonals of rectangle are equal, so BD and AC will be equal to each other. So PR will be equal to half BD, or we can write PR is equal to half AC. Clear? PR is equal to half AC. Clear? Now, moving on to the next question. I'll show you the questions you have already done, these kind of questions. I'm just telling you how they can be framed as application-based questions. I have taken a triangular box whose dimensions are 4.6 centimeters, 6.4 and 7.4. All three sides of the rectangle have been given. Please listen it carefully. A triangular box have been taken whose sides have been given, dimensions have been given. A small triangular box is kept inside the big box. A small triangular box is kept inside the big box whose vertices, means vertices of a small triangle, vertices of a small triangular box touches midpoints of sides of big triangular box. It means the figure which you can see here, ABC is a big triangular box and triangle DEF is a small triangular box whose vertices are touching the midpoints of big triangular box, the sides of big triangular box. Means F is midpoint of AB, E is midpoint of AC and D is midpoint of BC. Length of AC, AB and BC have been given. We have to find out the perimeter of a small box. That means DE plus EF plus FD. So we need to find out the dimensions of small triangular box, sides of a small triangle. This kind of question you have already done. We will apply midpoint theorem to this question. EF will be equal to half of BC. So half of 7.4. AC, DE will be equal to half of AB. That means half of 4.6. Okay. And FD will be equal to half of AC. That means FD will be half of 6.4. We have applied midpoint theorem in triangle ABC. If we take E and F are midpoints of sides AB and AC respectively, then EF will be parallel to opposite base BC and EF will be equal to half of BC. Similarly, we can find out. Okay. So this is how the question can be framed application based. One more application based question. It says that a photo frame is a square in shape. Okay. If the groove of photograph is in shape, is in such a manner that its corners touch the midpoints of the sides of photo frame. Here ABCD is a photo frame and the groove where photo will fit is PQRS. So they are saying that the corners PQRS, the corners or the vertices of the groove, they touch the midpoints of the sides of photo frame. So basically P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of sides of a square AB, BC, CD and AD respectively. We have to prove that photo is also a square shape. तो photo कहाँ पर fit होगी? Photo will be PQRS. The size of the photo will be PQRS. We have to prove that photograph PQRS is a square. It means if we join the midpoints of sides, midpoints of the sides of square, then we get a square. Clear? So first of all, if we join BD, PS, P and S are the midpoints, so PS will be equal to half BD. Likewise, and parallel also. QR, if we take triangle BCD, then Q and R are the midpoints, so QR will be equal to half BD. QR will be parallel to BD. So it is PS is equal to half BD, QR is equal to half BD. It means PS and QR are equal and parallel also. If we join AC, okay, if we join AC, then what happens? If we join AC, then PQ will be equal to half of AC. Likewise, if we take triangle ACD, S and R are the midpoints of AD and CD. So SR will be equal to half of AC. SR will be parallel to AC. PQ is equal to half AC. SR is equal to half AC. So PQ and SR are also equal. So we have shown that opposite sides of quadrilateral PQRS are equal and parallel. So it is basically a parallelogram. We have to show that it is a square. So adjacent sides should also be equal. Now, AC and BD will be equal to each other because these are the diagonals of a square. Clear? So, PQ is equal to half AC. Likewise, SR is equal to half. PQ is equal to half AC. PQ is equal to half AC and QR is equal to half BD. And if AC and BD are equal, then half of BD and half of AC will also be equal. That means PQ and QR will also be equal. Okay. See. AC is equal to BD. So half AC will be equal to half BD. Half AC is SR. Half BD is PS. So adjacent sides of quadrilateral PQRS are also equal. So we have shown that all four sides of PQRS are equal. Now angle. So for angle B is 90 degree. Completes AB is equal to BC. So half of AB will be equal to half of BC. P is midpoint, Q is midpoint. So half AB is BP, half BC is BQ. It means BP and BQ are also equal. If AB and BC are equal, then half of AB, that means BP, half of BC, that means BQ will also be equal to each other. So it is an isosceles triangle. This becomes angle X, this becomes angle X. Base angles of an isosceles triangle are equal. So sum of all three angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. So value of X becomes 45. Similarly, if we do the same thing here in triangle APS, then Y will be equal to 45. APB is a straight line. 45 plus angle SPQ plus angle X is equal to 180 degree. So X plus Y is 45, 90. That means angle SPQ will be equal to 90 degree. Okay. See, SPQ or QPS is equal to 90 degree. Similarly, we can show that all four angles are 90. So it becomes a square. All four sides are equal. All four angles are 90. So it becomes a square.